What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video, and today I have a brand that I have not featured on the channel before. It's called RELIO or RELIO, depending on how you actually pronounce it. This is a new micro brand and I am really happy to bring it to you. Please, before I get into it though, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. So as I mentioned, new micro brand, and they are making field watches. And this is a really nice little field watch. Comes in an interesting box. The box actually is similar to sort of a Tissot box. If you've ever owned a Tissot, this is kind of similar how they are actually made. Inside, this is a little drawer back here, and you get whatever information you would get with the watch itself. And of course, here is the watch, and a little pillow. It's all felt on the inside. Decent box, not bad. And like I said, here is the watch. This is their sort of teal variant. It's like a bluish teal black variant. These come in 38 millimeters. So this is a 38 millimeter case, 11.9 millimeters thick, 46 millimeters lug to lug. And that is a true lug to lug, as you can see. Essentially, the bracelet folds directly down where the lugs are actually ending, so it does wear like a true 46 millimeter lug to lug, 20 millimeter lug width, and you get a Miyota 9039. Now immediately you guys see this press clasp. This is something I actually reached out to the owner of the brand and I asked him, hey, is this going to have a press clasp in the actual final production? And they were like, yes, it will. And then shortly after that, they went back to, I guess, their manufacturer and said, can we put a milled clasp on here? Because I guess they got feedback from me. They probably got feedback from a couple of other reviewers. And they realized that this, although it is nice and it works, as I've said in a million different reviews when I review watches, these do work. They're comfortable. However, it's just part of the micro brand arena. When you're comparing micro brands, all of them have milled clasps now, and so they went ahead and they changed that to a milled clasp. Of course, you get milled end links, solid links that are screwed in, and a really nice case on this. So this case is actually pretty different from most micro brands. You could see on both sides you have somewhat of a like a carved out area. It's like a scalloped area of the case, and everything's finished very nicely. So you have some polishing, bead blasting, and brushing on this case. It's actually very, very nice, and you get 100 meters water resistance. So this is a field watch, as I meant. It's like a sports watch, field watch. So you get 100 meters water resistance. You do get applied indices. There's lume on those indices. There's lume on the hands. We will do a lume shot at the end. Sign crown, and it is nicely engraved. Pretty nicely sized crown, especially for the size of the watch. 38 millimeters. You can see this is a pretty sizable crown. The dial has sort of a fume effect, and it also has a sunburst effect. So it's like a double little finish there, and it has BGW9 Super Luminova, as I mentioned. Of course, you get a sapphire crystal with AR coatings. They're saying there's multiple layers of AR coating. Actually, it looks pretty good on my camera. So this is always a good test for AR coating. My studio, because the lighting is, okay, it's not great, and you get a lot of reflection, especially from the camera. You could see usually above. So pretty good anti-reflective coating on here. H-link. Now this H-link tapers from 20 millimeters all the way down to 16 millimeters. And if you guys are familiar with my channel, you guys know that I love tapering bracelets. And this one tapers really nicely. I think that looks really good. 20 millimeters, probably the right way to go. It gives this watch a little bit more of, presence on the wrist, I would say, because it is 38 millimeters. So if you have a slightly larger wrist or a medium-sized wrist like I do, a 7.5-inch wrist, this will work really well. The only thing I could say is that I hope with the clasp upgrade, they upgrade some of the actual micro adjust. I hope they add more micro adjust here. The fold over clasp is nice. I like this. It works, especially for a field watch. But it definitely could use a little bit more micro adjust, especially if they're not offering half links, which this bracelet does not. So I hope that they do that. Now you can see the Miyota 9039 from the back. It is signed by the brand, and I've said this on numerous occasions. I like to see the 9039, the 9015, any Miyota automatic 9000 series, I think are good looking movements and are a pleasure to look at. Most of them have this same rotor, and that's something you just need to look past. It's not that bad. However, it is very, very simple. This one is signed, and it's just literally signed on top of the stock rotor, it looks like. But again, really not a terrible look to this movement. It's actually a very good looking movement, and the rotor doesn't look half bad. The clasp is also signed, and it's not deeply signed. It's just slightly etched. Looks good though, and feels really nice. So I'm going to really quickly throw it on my wrist so you guys can see the watch on my wrist. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Today I am wearing the About Vintage at Sea Automatic. This is sort of a Blancpain homage. Just a really cool watch. Automatic, also has a Miyota movement. I believe this one has the Miyota 8000 series movement in it. And this was retailed for around, I think, 500 and change. And throwing this on my wrist, so just to give you some sort of reference, this is going to be selling for $375, which is a really good price for something that is so nicely spec'd. And I really love the case sides on here. It sort of, it just gives it a different look, especially from the side profile on either side of the watch. A lot of brands doing fume dials, a lot of brands doing sunburst dials. I'm not complaining about that. I actually really like it. It just says the name of the actual watch on here. It says Solstice. That's the name of this watch, this field watch. A really nice watch, and a very, very excited to see what this brand has to offer for the future, because if this is their first offering, it's pretty nice, I have to say, and especially for $375, excuse me. This is an excellent offering, and they're going to make improvements to it. Like I said, most of those improvements revolve around this clasp, which honestly isn't that bad to begin with, but the watch itself, they really paid attention to a lot of what's going out there, and they did something really nice. I'm glad they put a 9015, 9039 in here, which is the no-date version of the 9015, and it looks really good. Let's do a loom shot and then wrap up the video, but I will do a full review on this, and hopefully I can get a production model in for full review as well. And there you have it. The loom is really nice on here. Sort of dagger indices at the main indices. At 12, 9, 3, and 6 you have dagger, and then you have sort of batons that are sort of cut off at the other indices. Look really good and nicely filled with loom, as you could see, pretty bright. Really don't have many complaints about this watch. I was impressed when I first saw it. A lot of brands coming out with smaller models. This is a 38 that wears like a 39. Like I said, they put 20mm lug width, but it does taper down, so it's super comfortable on the wrist. It looks really good. This could be a very good everyday automatic sports watch, field watch, whatever you want to call it, for everyday use. And for $375, I think that might be the initial price offering on this. And I'll put all those details in the description below. An excellent price and a really good looking, somewhat unique watch from a brand that's just basically starting up. I like that you could see the movement, and I really like the loom. I like the case. I like the bracelet, and especially if they're going to be upgrading this. Really not many things to complain about. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. I definitely think this is a good looking watch. I think it's a very nicely made watch, but I want to hear your guys' opinion, of course, so please add a comment below. Please also follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It does not cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on, and I will catch you guys in the next video.